안녕하세요. 해임달입니다. 이제는 최근이라고 말하기도 어려울 정도로 코로나19는 오랜 시간 우리의 삶에 영향을 끼치고 있습니다. 특히 최근 K-팝과 한류 콘텐츠의 인기로 한국에 대한 여행 수요가 폭증하는 가운데 코로나19로 인해 한국 여행길이 막혀 아쉬움을 토로하는 외국인들도 많습니다. 그리고 이러한 상황에도 불구하고 자가격리를 감수하고서라도 한국에 오겠다는 외국인들 역시 존재합니다. 그리고 최근 미국의 국제교류협의회에서 한국과 관련하여 소개하는 영상이 있어 가지고 왔습니다. 국제교류교육협의회는 비영리 단체로 다른 문화에 관심을 가지고 있는 미국 고등학생과 대학생들을 대상으로 해당 국가로 교환학생 및 교류를 주선해주는 단체입니다. 그리고 최근 한국 문화에 대한 관심이 높아지면서 한국을 방문하고자 하는 학생들이 많아지자 해당 영상을 통해 한국을 소개하고 있습니다. 영상에서 한국을 소개하는 수자는 한국인 남편과 결혼하여 30년 동안 한국에 살고 있는 미국인입니다. 그녀는 미국 평화봉사단 소속으로 처음 한국에 방문해 30년간 한국에 거주 중이며 연세대학교, 중앙대학교, 한국외국어대학교에서 강사로 일하기도 했으며 한국 문화와 관련된 다양한 책들을 쓴 작가이기도 합니다. 그럼 미국에서 산 기간보다 한국에서 산 기간이 더 많은 미국인이 소개해주는 한국에 와야 하는 이유, 함께 보시죠.
Which is a Korean name because my husband is Korean. I'm from a small town in South Carolina. Better let people know I'm from the States originally. I've now lived in Korea longer than the States. And although I never did study abroad, I came to Korea as a Peace Corps volunteer, which in many ways is very similar to study abroad. During our training, we did lots of the same kinds of things that you'll be doing on your programs here. So I can relate. I understand your excitement and your anxiety. And I know you have lots of expectations, and I can relate with all of that. And I'm just looking forward to meeting you in the future in person and getting to know you and helping you to learn about Korea. And for many people, it's a life-changing experience. I know it was for me, and maybe it will be for you too. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Okay, to get started, I want to first briefly orient you to where we are in the world, where Korea is in the world. As you can see from this map, we are located between China to the north and west and Japan to the south. And as you can see on the map, Seoul is circled. That's where we are. We're located just below the border that divides the Korean Peninsula into North and South Korea. As you can see in the picture, Korea is surrounded by water on three sides, 3 oceans. And so the diet consists of lots of seafood and other things that come from the sea. The country is 78% mountains. That is, 78% of the country is covered in mountains, which makes for very picturesque scenery and also makes things very hilly. Okay, the top reasons to come to Korea. There's so many of them, it's hard to name just a few. Of course, it's the home of K-pop. And do I need to say more? BTS, Blackpink, EXO, Psy, all of these, you'll get to visit many of the places that appear in their music videos. You'll get to experience the culture that is depicted in their videos. So it's all very exciting. And you'll learn how K-pop evolved and why it's loved by people all around the world. And you'll also learn about the other Korean music and dance genres that influenced music and evolved into what we know as K-pop now. So that's all very exciting. Also, it's the best country for esports. Korea has the world's fastest internet. It's got almost 100% penetration rate throughout the country. Almost everywhere you go, you'll see a PC bang. That's a gaming room. I think everybody probably knows that Korean word, PC bang. And the PC bang are very cheap. They're super cheap. They have super fast computers and very large monitors. And some of them even have food service in them. So that's all, great. People just love them. And of course, there's never a dull moment in Korea. It's a country that never sleeps, which makes it difficult for some of us. But anyway, it makes the place fun. There are so many places to go and things to do. There's large amusement parks. There's noraebang. Those are singing rooms. In the West, people know these by their Japanese name, which is karaoke. But we prefer to say noraebang here in Korea. And those are everywhere. There's lots of what we call themed cafes, where you might do something like take a selfie with a meerkat or a sheep or a raccoon, or you can dress in costumes, many of which come from some of the Korean dramas. You can play board games. There's all kinds of things you can do. There's also, what do they call them? Escape rooms, which are a lot of fun. And there's lots of music everywhere. Many of the different districts in the city, if you go in the late afternoon, in the evening, you'll see buskers, you'll see other types of street performers. It's just lots and lots of fun. And of course, food. Korea is a food lover's paradise. Korean food is awesome. I just don't know how to explain it. It's so good. From spicy to savory and sweet, crunchy, and even squiggly. Korean food runs the gamut, and I'm sure there's something to suit every palate. And of course, I'm sure everybody's familiar with kimchi. Kimchi is awesome. It's very healthy. There's many different kinds of it. And of course, Korean food has a large variety of meat, vegetables, desserts. Shaved ice is a favorite. Of course, Korean barbecue, you can't beat that. There's stews, there's noodles, and of course, Korean fried chicken. Once you have that, you're going to forget about Uncle Sanders and all those others. You just can't beat Korean fried chicken. And everything is very reasonably priced. Street food is super inexpensive and very delicious and healthy. So you do have a lot of food choices. Even in convenience stores, there's delicious food. You won't have problems finding something to eat. Another thing is Korea is a trendsetter. Korea is very inventive. It's quirky and very exciting. Koreans are early adapters and adopters in everything from electronics to fashion to cosmetics, everything. Korea is also a fashion center now. It's a fashion capital. And everywhere you go, you can find interesting clothing items, from inexpensive to some of the most expensive in the world. And of course, cosmetics. Probably most of you have heard of the Korean cosmetics market and how vibrant it is. And Koreans have made cosmetics fashionable, not just for women, but also for men now. So they are very trendy and trendsetters. Korea is fun, it's safe, and Koreans are very friendly and caring. And I'm sure you'll have a great experience here. And it might be life-changing. There's so much to see and do and to learn about and to get to know. So
재미있게 보셨나요? 해당 영상을 살펴보시면 젊은 외국인들이 한국에 와서 즐기고 싶어하는 것들을 어렴풋이 알 수 있는 것 같습니다. 한류로 표현되는 한국 음악과 영상 매체, e스포츠, 24시간 문화가 가장 잘 발달되어 있으며 한국 음식은 이제 새롭게 한류 대열에 합류했다고 봐도 과언이 아닙니다. 수잔이 영상에서 말하는 5가지 요소 중 가장 많은 시간을 할애한 것만 보아도 알 수 있는 것 같습니다. 마지막으로 어느 나라보다 변화의 폭과 속도가 빠른 트렌드세터의 모습까지 앞으로 이런 모습들을 코로나19가 끝난 후 한국에 방문할 외국인들에게 잘 보여주었으면 좋겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 이상 해임달이었습니다.